Hi everyone, and welcome to week 3, episode 3 of the Stolen Cosworth. Okay, I've been looking at the comment section, and a lot of you are saying the sound quality is really poor. So I have moved into a smaller room for the time being just to record. But I will let you know that I haven't ordered, but I'm in the process of getting new proper microphones and a better camera and so on and so forth. So at the moment I'm just recording on my phone and I'm using my AirPods. I did actually order some wireless microphones just on Amazon the other day, but they're actually worse quality than what you're listening to right now. So this is the best option I have at the moment, but I will be investing in proper wireless microphones over the next coming weeks. So the sound quality will be better, I promise. Still no sign of the Cosworth. Well, it's not. There's no sign of it. It's waiting to be picked up, but it's just trying to get it tied in with a load that's coming back from Europe, and I've been told that that's going to be the first week of August, approximately. So we'll see. It's the 30th of July today, so hopefully, all going well, fingers crossed, we may have it on the next video. And if we don't, we'll most certainly know where we stand and what date it's going to be here. So this week I sat down with the buyer of the car, who this build is actually going to be for now. So we went through everything, all the eventualities, and what if this was this and what if this was that and all of the rest of it. He's basically given me a list of the way he wants the car, and this is a good friend of mine. He's a guy who had a Cosworth when I had a Cosworth, and he wants it a certain way, and so we're going to do that. We're absolutely going to do that, and I'm going to share with you now. And I'm actually going to look for some of you guys to get involved as well, and just give us some feedback on either what you're running yourselves, or if there's nuanced ideas or better, a better idea of what I'm about to tell you. So providing, and once the engine is all sorted, we're going to go for stage 1 power. So stage 1 to me before was anything 270, 280 brake horsepower, running anything from 15, some people run 18 psi of boost. I was always kind of the opinion it should hit 17 or peak at 17 and kind of rest at 15, whatever. That was 20 years ago. So new actuator, obviously a boost gauge, and a stage 1 chip. With that, we're actually after finding an RS500 intercooler as well, so he's after getting that for himself, which is good. So the charge air will be nice and cool, and and that'll add another bit to it as well. Not much, but look, it's better than the standard one anyway, for sure. So we're going to have that. The question I have is, back in the day when I had my last one, a Group A head gasket was something that was more than acceptable for stage 1, or even up to the green injector, 3-bar map sensor, that kind of thing. So is that still a thing? I had on my one, I had a multi-layer WRC head gasket, and when I built my engine all those years ago, I bought a brand new 200 block and I built it up or whatever, and I put on the steel head gasket, which was pretty cool. So I guess I don't think I will need a steel head gasket for this one. But what are people running? Is there any nuanced ideas around what gaskets to use and so on and so forth? So that would be one thing. For any of you guys that are running stage 1, a big one I remember was plugs, spark plugs. So what plugs are you guys running? Any particular what gap on the plug do you have you preset to? I remember I used to use Champion plugs. I think they were QC57s, and there was QC59 as well, and I used to run them with a 0.8 mil gap, and that seemed to do the job. fine. But again, this is my information is old and outdated. So if there's anything out there that you guys are running that you say, oh no, you need to get this because these are way better, or this is a new idea. Now I do know, obviously, converting it to fully electronic ignition, having individual coil packs and having like the likes of a link ECU is definitely something I'm going to be doing with my own one, and I definitely see the advantages of modern management. But for this one, we're going to be going on original management and just going for stage one, and going from there. So he's after getting some shiny bits for it, some stainless steel header tank and a few other bits and pieces, forged dump valve, like I say, RS 500 intercooler, all of those things, and you know, we'll see what we have once he's gathering bits all the time as well. Brakes, drilled and groove discs, set of pads, like what pads are guys running, what for something like fast road, what's the best option, or what's the you know, the most manageable option. I don't particularly think that he wants squeaky brakes, so we probably won't go down the race route, but something kind of fast road, that kind of thing. I'd be interested to hear what people are using. Other than that, what else are we going to into it? So we're actually going to putting leather into it. On a video if you look back through the channel, you'll see a video from about 2 years ago of a mercury grey sapphire that's on there, and that's actually a cousin of mine owns that car, and the interior of that car has black leather Recaro seats, but it doesn't have the door cards, and it still has this grey carpet, and it still has this grey dash. Now that car is extremely standard to look at in every way, bar the exhaust, and he wants to put the interior back to cloth, because to be fair, the black leather seats look out of place when the door cards are cloth. So we're going to put the leather into the German Cosworth, and we're going to get the door cards recovered. So other questions around that, we've seen companies actually that sell the door card coverings. Is that something that any of you have done, or have you just sent them away and got them redone by a, you know, professional, so to speak? So that would be interesting. I just want to pick up on, for the guys in the UK that are watching this, and there was one comment, and a guy said that he doesn't think there'll be any profit left at the end of it, with all that, you know, all that has to be done. So just let me explain a little bit about that. Well, first of all, anyway, I haven't said how much I've paid for the car, and I haven't said how much I'm selling it for. So there are two contributing factors that definitely will give the answer whether it will be profit or not. But there will be profit. But the reason why we're going to Europe and not getting one from the UK is, since Brexit has come along, and you guys probably don't know this, that it's completely destroyed us buying from the UK, because we now have to pay, because technically it's outside the EU, and we have to pay 23% VAT on everything that we buy into the country. So just to give a case in point, I got sent a Sierra the other night for sale. It was £22,500 sterling, beautiful car, sit in and drive, okay? And I was like, going, that's 22,500. And before, when you think like that, it was just like, yeah, well, if you convert that to euro, you probably add a couple of grand to it, so maybe 24,000 or 24,500 euro. You go, yeah, it's still kind of okay. But now what happens is, since Brexit, yes, you still have to worry about the euro conversion, but what you have to also factor now in is we have to pay 23% VAT on bringing that car into the country. So whatever the purchase price of that car is, say if the purchase price of that car turns out to be 24,000 euros, then I have to pay 23% VAT on that, which is 5,500 or 6,000, and then we must pay the vehicle registration tax to put it on Irish number plates, and then we must pay the Irish road tax, and we must pay the NCT, which is equivalent to the MOT. So all in all, if a Sierra Cosworth is for sale in England or the UK for £22,500 sterling, to have it landed back here, we worked out that it's probably going to cost anything between 33,000 euros, which is absolutely way out of what the market price of them in this country at the moment. So that's why we're looking to Europe, and that's why we're looking for the left-hand drive ones, because this one, thankfully, I managed to buy it very reasonable. Like I say, it's not running, and because it's in the EU, it's free trade, so there's no VAT, and we just have to pay €200 to put it onto Irish number plates, and we just pay our road tax, which is €56, and that's it. So we don't lose on the change over the currency because it's euro to euro, and we don't have to pay 23% VAT on the purchase price. And that is the reason why we're looking to Europe. And like I say, the only downside then obviously is the left to right hand drive conversion. Now we're going to be doing the conversion on this one because the new buyer wants right hand drive, and that's absolutely fine. The one I bring in for myself, the one after this will definitely be for myself, and the one I bring in for myself, I think I'm going to leave it left hand drive. I'm going to leave it left hand drive for a while anyway, at least. I've driven quite a few left hand drive cars and in Ireland, and they're it's fine, it's absolutely fine. I think it's kind of a bit quirky as well. Now, the only problem is if you're going to overtake something, that you have to stick half the car out before you can even see if there's something coming before you can go. But anyway, look, we'll see. But yeah, so that might be that I may be leaving my one left-hand drive, because I saw a couple of remarks in the comment section about saying don't change it, it'll be cool left-hand drive and all the rest of it. But again, anything that we're going to do into this car, it's very personal, and I think that anyone that's doing any bit of modification to any car, whether it be wheels, whether it be whatever, it's a very personal thing. So we all have different tastes. Like this guy's he wants to put stuff on this car that I wouldn't put into it on my own one. Like we'll say the headlamps, he wants to leave the headlamps original. I prefer the morettes, the twin lights, because this is what I had on my old one. And yeah, so and other bits and pieces like that. So very personal thing. Suspension wise, we're going to go with gas coilovers. I think they seem to be the kind of best all around. I guess for budget wise and what we're looking for and all the rest of it, bearing in mind this car won't be going on track, it's just a road car, and all of that. I am a massive fan of BC coilovers, but I've looked and I don't see BC doing coilovers for Cosworth, so Sierra or Escort, because we're actually looking for a set for an Escort. Last year we ended up putting in the gas ones, and they seem to be very good. But anyone that has run BC coilovers that's watching this, I'm sure you'd agree that they're an excellent coilover. Drilled groove disc, yeah, we spoke about that. A mongoose exhaust or a scorpion exhaust, something nice, nice stainless exhaust, and that's it really. And just have it nice and clean. Oh, wheels. This is the thing. If anyone watching this has a set of motorsport wheels, this is what this man wants. So if you have a set of motorsport wheels, or you know anybody with a set of motorsport wheels, you can give us a shout. Now, I have seen some new replica ones or whatever like that, so that may be the route that we go down, and we're unsure yet, or he's unsure what colour he wants to go with them as well, but we can change the colour anyway, there's no problem. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, a vented bonnet. So I think a vented bonnet should be on every Sapphire, to be honest. Now, the argument for that would be, my argument for the Sapphire having the vented bonnet is let the heat out, because it builds up so much heat, and that's obviously what the vents are for. But like, I think obviously it looks cool. I think that there's a very unique look when you see a Sierra come towards and you just see those lures and the bonnet just kind of it used to represent that it was a Cosworth, but now of course you've got loads of other Sierras with the bonnet and stuff like that. But anyway, whatever. But there is an argument then obviously for a standard two-wheel drive, a completely standard two-wheel drive, where the thing is completely standard and you want to keep it original. And I do understand that, and like going back to my other thing earlier, if that's what people want to do, then absolutely fine. But from a practicality point of view, and from the whole going stage one point of view, I definitely think that having a vented bonnet is the way to go, and this is what he wants anyway, so we're going to do that. So that's kind of it. I don't really have much else to tell you. Otherwise than that, pretty decent week since the last video, since we last spoke. Been working on a Daimler 250 V8, getting that ready for paint, and actually painted it this morning. And a couple of other bits and pieces, a Mazda RX-7 that is Audi Java green with gold flake through the lacquer. These are all either friends or family members. I work on cars as a hobby. It isn't my full-time job, but it's you know, I've grown up in cars, and just, yeah. So anyway, it's a hobby. I don't have a full-time garage as such, but I do have a full-time hobby, you could say. And I have I'm in the fitness industry. I have a couple of gyms, so that pays the bills, thankfully. So that's it, guys. I would the GoFundMe is still live, and just to touch on that from the last video, somebody said, why is there a GoFundMe set up for something that's for profit? And yeah, well, that's absolutely very relevant question. But what I would say is go back and have a look at video 1. It's all explained in there. We we're on a massive loss from from the thing that, so not going to go into it. Covered it all in the first video, so have a look at that if you want. Okay, that's it. So channel is growing, videos are getting some decent views, which I'm delighted with. So all I'd ask is if you'd please keep engaged by just liking and subscribe if you haven't already. And like I say, get involved in the comment section. Some great comments, really nice guys. Thank you so much for everyone for all the kind words, and all the the positive feedback that we're getting, to do with sound. I need to notice, and to do with everything. So it's massively appreciative, and thank you for taking the time to watch as well. Okay, so that's it. I won't waffle on anymore, and next week hopefully we'll have an update, and we may even have the car. So until then, talk to you soon.